Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time, and if you guys are interested, you guys can join along with me. Today's Thursday. I did take 2 trades of the week. There's one more trading day left, Friday. I'm going to remove the privacy filter and change it to dollars, and I am down 140 bucks. Interesting, it doesn't show my trade win percentage or any of these things right here, so I'm not really sure why. I think it's because I did not win any trades. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I did not win any trades. That's kind of shit. But I am down 140 bucks. It's all red this week. There was a trade on Monday. If you guys haven't watched my last video, there was a potential trade on Monday, but I did not take it. But let's review that real quick. Let's go to my notes. So the market did open around this area here, and then it held over the SPY and the ES, the man zones. Since it was holding these levels on the SPY and the ES, I was looking for the break of this level on the QQQ, and I was looking for the break above this level on the NASDAQ, and then wait for a retest and then long. Going into the 2-minute chart now, you can see here early morning we rejected this level on the QQQ, so it is showing that it's a strong level. But then later on the day, maybe around 10 o'clock, it broke above the 528 level. It started retesting right here as you see, and then it went back up close to the next supply zone. We can also see that in the NASDAQ, it's a bit hard to see, but it does retest here once it broke back above, and I could have taken it, but I was a bit hesitant and it kind of just went by, and I was thinking about it, but I didn't really want to risk too much. It was about 70 cents I think when I was looking at the time. Did not really want to risk it, but I could have played it off the NASDAQ level and it would have been fine. Here's the Wednesday and Thursday trade. The Wednesday it took 4 trades. Normally I only take 2 trades, so I broke my rules for sure. I did take an extra trade, and then the 4th trade, I don't even know why I got in. I didn't want to lose more, so I just got out, took a small loss, which is annoying, but that's what happens when your psychology is just going all over the place. And my first trade that day, I lost over 57%. It's a valid loss because I only lost 33 bucks, but I will show you guys after I show you guys the live trade. I was giving it more of my level, so I reduced my size, so that's why I still lose only 30 bucks when I lost almost 60%. The other losses are pretty valid, under 30%, which is pretty good. Losing is not great obviously, but it comes with the game of trading. All right, now we're gonna go to that first trade that day, which was the 57% loss on the QQQ. I've been trading the QQQ a lot. I just been trading it. I just haven't been trading the SPY, but it just depends on the charts. There was CPI in the morning, so it did have a big drop on the market, which brought the market down. So basically it broke this level of the 526 level, and it broke the level of the 21,700 on the NASDAQ, and it did break ES and also the SPY. So what I was looking for when the day came on, I was looking for a retest of this level and also these levels of the supply zones, and just a short off that level. Or normally, like I said, I don't like trading it right when it hits the level like this, but you see right here the 526 zone, my zone was actually 525, but then I changed it after I took other trades. So it broke above the 525 level and then it broke back down, and that's when I like shorting it. But as you see, that it didn't really quite give me a retest. It just kept going down. In my mind, I was like, I can just give it a little more risk and reduce my size, and even if I lose, I wouldn't lose that much. It's wrong because the risk to reward is not as great anymore. If I draw this rectangle right here, I basically bought it above this line, but my risk is above this, and my reward will be above this. So it's about a 1-to-1, which that's not good. I want at least a 2-to-1. It really depends on the trade, but that's the thing. I'm trying to get into the trade when the trade is not A+, and that's why I'm losing. Even though it might work out, my risk reward is not great anymore. I'm basically trying to force trades when it's not really there. If it does go back up and does the retest, then I can get in, but my risk will be less. But if you look at the charts, you can see that once it starts retesting, it's just pretty strong. So if I'm seeing those candles, I'm not even gonna take that trade because it's just being green. So why am I going to short it? On to the next trade. I tried the idea of shorting the 526 level. I tried just changing it to 526 now because it aligns with the 21,700 right here. You see how this candle rejects? I waited for the next candle. It started showing red candles, and then I tried shorting it. I was also thinking that this can just hold up. The 21,700 could be a break retest long. That's why I lost. And then immediately right after, I just took a long right away. I did not even trust my setup. I did not trust the levels, because I was thinking about my P&L, I didn't want to lose a lot, so I just sold right away. But then as you see, it ended up working. It's not exactly of like the 529 zone that I would get out, so I don't know if I would have sold potentially, because I'm not sure how the volume was. It was a pretty strong volume, so I wonder if I would have gotten 2-1. But normally I don't like getting out unless it gets closer to the zones that I want to get out in, so I might have lost in that trade as well. My idea of trying to short is because it broke down like key levels right here, and then I'm waiting for the retest short. But as you see that there's an uptrend going on here, there's an uptrend going on here, and it's holding proper levels. It's holding the 50 SMA, the 20 SMAs. I'm going to show you guys this trade real quick. This was a long that right after I got out, I tried to long it right away, but as you see, one red candle, and I got off right away. It didn't even break the level, but it's because my psychology was affected. Did not want to lose more, so I just got out, and then you can see right after it starts going green. It's like every time when I sell, it goes in my favor, but I'm already out of the trade. That's just how I feel recently. That's gonna be normal anyways. You want to sell and then it goes more, but then if you try to hold and then it fails, I don't even know what I'm even saying. Now I'm gonna go to the Thursday trade, which is today. I lost almost 40%, which is more than I want to. Again, I don't know, I just keep doing this. I keep losing more than I want to. I'm gonna have to fix that. I want to risk about 50 cents, but I'm risking more than 50 cents. What I look for is a break and retest. My A+ setups for me personally, I like false breakouts. It broke above this level, can wait for this retest and long, but I did not see that. So what I look for when it goes up and it goes back down, I can look for a retest short. You can see it broke up, it broke back down, it started retesting the level where my green arrow is. It starts retesting, it starts rejecting, and that's when I got in. But I was waiting too long. The problem is if I wait too long, I can risk more. So it was more than 50 cents that I was risking. It was 70 cents. And then if I lose a trade like I did, I lost over 30%, which I don't like. So I got to work on that. It's my A+ setup, but I didn't win. Why? Even though it's my A+ setup, I'm not reading the markets properly. That's probably why I lost. Even though I think it's my A+ setup, it's probably because I'm not reading the markets properly. The markets are unclear. The markets are in uptrend and I'm trying to short it when it's not supposed to be shorted. If I'm looking at the levels, we see that the previous day is right here. Okay, that's the previous day. Previous day was right here. Previous day again was right here. These are the previous days. Okay, if you look at the structure of the market right now, we are above yesterday's low. We are above yesterday, or we're even the same level. So that means I shouldn't even be shorting. I'm just not reading the markets properly. That's why I'm losing. The demand zones on the SPY, we're above it. The ES, we're above it. QQQ, we're above it too. And then once I see signs of rejections, I try to short it, but that's why I'm probably losing. I trade off the QQQ, but if we look at the SPY, there is the 20 SMA right here that held the market, and that's why I probably lost. We are above demand zones. We are in an uptrend, so I shouldn't be shorting it. But I just keep reading the markets wrong, and that's why I got to review. Over the weekend, over this week, I got to really review my trades and understand what I'm doing. I did do a 1 hour, 2 hour review yesterday and thought maybe I understand what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if I backtested yesterday. It doesn't matter if I reviewed yesterday. I'm still making mistakes. Then there's probably a bigger issue. There's probably something I got to work on more. I got to really dive into what I'm doing wrong. And that is probably the structure of the market, what I'm doing wrong. I'm not reading the structure of the market properly. I had this mistake a couple weeks ago where I'm looking at the markets and I'm trying to short on demand levels. So I told myself I gotta look at the bigger picture of the market. I gotta look at the 30-minute time frame first, because that's where I base off my bigger time frames of. Obviously I chart off 1 hour, 4 hour, but 30 minutes is where I see what I want to see. I want to see the structure of the market of what I'm doing today. If we're in an uptrend, then I'll take longs. If we're in a downtrend, then I'll take short. But I keep trying to short it when it doesn't make sense. It makes sense when I'm trading. It makes sense when I'm doing it right now. But when I look after, I make mistakes. You can see that the markets get respected on my levels, but I'm just not reading the markets correctly. I'm not executing my plan. I'm not executing what I should be doing. I'm obviously not so experienced that I'll make every single decision right, but I have to work on it, and then eventually I'll get more things right than wrong. I review my trades and I get so close to my levels. I get so close to getting the trade right, but I just do one thing wrong that makes me lose a trade. So that was my first trade. I'm gonna go to my second trade. So I did it again. You can see here the first trade I took was a false breakout. So it broke up here, it broke back down, I waited for the retest short, it didn't work, and then it did it again. It broke back up and it failed, and I tried shorting again, but I lost again, probably because the Nasdaq now is holding the level. I should pay attention to it and how we're in an uptrend in these markets, but I'm still trying to short. That's why I keep losing. It's so easy to figure out in hindsight, but when you're actually doing the trade, when you're taking live trades, you get blindsided. It's hard to understand what the market structure is until you get really experienced. After the market started holding this level, I could have taken the trade, but I already took 2 trades. I don't want to keep losing more money even though it actually worked. And then you can see here that also it broke above this NASDAQ level right here, and it started showing retest this level, and I could have got in, but it would have been a random zone on the QQQ right here. But I don't have to play the QQQ. I don't have to give it this risk right here. I don't have to give it like $2. I can give it the NASDAQ risk. If it falls, then I get out. But I didn't want to do that either because I already took 2 trades. If I keep losing, my mind probably gonna not be in the right place, and I might lose more, and I just might do more bad things than I should. So I can just learn from these mistakes, learn from these trades that I could have taken, and understand what I need to look for on a daily basis so I can improve my trading. So far this week, I am down 140 bucks. I haven't won a single trade this week. I know what I need to do. I had to look through my journals. I had to understand my market structure and figure out what I need to look for. I can see in the past couple months where I was doing good, other than January, when the other months when I was doing good, was that I was looking for only A+ setups. I was only trading once or twice a week. You can even see here that I'm only trading twice a week here, but I'm not trading my A+ quality setups that I think I am doing compared to what I was doing before. There's all different market conditions, so maybe the market conditions is not as good as before, but I can tell from looking at the charts is that these setups that I'm taking are not A+ that I want it to be, but I'm taking the trade anyways. So I had to really focus on taking A+ setups and not even worry about these other setups that I'm trying to do. So I did take a trade Friday. I lost again 20 bucks. I'm down 160 bucks this week, and it's funny enough, yeah, I'm still 0% because I did not win a single trade this week, which sucks. But I'm gonna break down real quick on this Friday trade and show you why I took it. But first, I want to go to the 30-minute time frame and show you guys what I was looking for. The level that I had that influenced me to take this trade was because of the SPY of the 610 level. This was the all-time highs on the SPY. I think it was actually 611, but it touched the 610 twice, so that's why I had it on 610. But the problem we had was that there was supply rejections, and the QQQ was at all-time highs, and probably that's the reason why we saw downside. We weren't able to get it back above. But I'm gonna show you in the 2-minute time frame where I traded. I entered around here. It was a bit early. I should probably have waited, but my risk was valid. Even though my risk is valid, I could always work on my risk management, try to wait for the proper retest, which was this level right here. You can see that there was a really strong wick, and I could have just got it there. It was about a 15% trade. Of course, that is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 2 to 1, which that is usually about 60% for what I risk. I usually risk about 20-30%, but I just keep my 2 to 1 around 60%. The time that it got up here, it reached the NASDAQ level supply zone up here, and it kind of tried getting the QQQ, but it never really broke. So I was thinking maybe I should just get off because the NASDAQ is touching this level. But me being at 15% is like, it doesn't really make sense. So I try to hold it longer. It was a nice strong wick above this 610 level. So I was like, maybe it can just build and I can just get a good trade off of it. But you can see why we should be respecting these levels of the supply zones. I shouldn't even taken the trade in the first place, but that's a learning lesson for me for today. Did take a proper loss on this trade. I only lost, let's say 20%. Yeah, I did lose 22% in this trade, which is not bad. You can see that I was up 16 bucks, so it's almost about 20% win if I just sold out, but I'm not going to do that. It doesn't make sense. So like I said, we are down again 20 bucks. I did a lot of journaling. I did a lot of back testing over the weekend because right now it's Sunday right now, but I did a lot of back testing. I did a lot of journaling. Hopefully I can understand what I've been doing wrong, and we'll see next week if I can do better. We'll see at the end of the month if I'll be able to break even or become profitable this month, but we'll see. And what I like to say is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day, and I'll see you in the next one.